are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today it's week 4 and we've got what should be a great one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Cousins looking to put it up right away. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. So this game here in London, the first of 5 games in the NFL International Series for 2022. We'll see the Giants and Packers here next week. Broncos and Jags at Wembley at the end of the month. The Seahawks and the Bucs, that'll be in November in Munich, Germany. First time a game's been held there. And then we wrap up down in Mexico City, November 21st. Cardinals and Niners from Estadio Azteca.
Play action now. Cousins.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
I'll give them credit winning that first snap and forcing an incompletion. They're hoping that'll deflate the offense a little bit after they took the field charged up after taking over after a turnover.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Play fake. Winston. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Taysom Hill, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Saints use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
And they'll accept that penalty.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, this defense for the Saints, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Cousins.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Evans.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
But they're certainly not giving much up to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Following the interception, Winston. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
On play action, Winston. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, Winston. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Again, it's Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now they bring a receiver in motion right.
Kamara will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
And they've stopped them on the first 2 downs. Obviously, this is an important play coming up here. I think it's more so for the guys on defense because if they stop them here, I think they've set the tone for the entire game, how difficult it's going to be to score on them.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal.
Winston. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Throwing on 2nd and long. Cousins. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for him on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks like it got left behind in customs.
Oh, you've had that in your back pocket. You were waiting for that.
Probably should have left it in my back pocket, too.
Well played. Winston now to throw on 1st down. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Winston now.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Working out of the gun, Winston. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in there, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10.
Meanwhile, Cousins throw complete there to Smith.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football.
When I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Flush to his right. And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Second down, Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston.
Got an open man, it's Olave. Touchdown! Chris Olave with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Lutt's good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Open right side, complete to Rager.
And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond. But on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. They find some open field here. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all 3 phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick 6.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the 2nd quarter.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big, this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter.
And a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
They run again on first down. Cook
taken down at the 42.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
play fake. Cousins. Catch is made here by Irv Smith Jr. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 36. A good pickup there at 22.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Cousins.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Here's second and a yard.
Cousins gives way to Cook, and he is going to lose yardage here. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's third down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
To throw is Cousins. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32.
Cousins going to bat it forward here on the jet sweep.
And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
Sliding out of the pocket.
Oh, he catches it off the tip. It wasn't even intended for him.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
From the red zone now, Winston. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate that wasn't picked off.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Winston. His throw caught right around the 6.
And the Saints are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints.
Alvin Kamara, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Saints are able to add on to their first half lead.
Lutz with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Cousins here on the bootleg. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
But this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. They just do get the play off. Now Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Cousins to throw it. But it's caught on the right side at Smith.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
Left side, Cook. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Again, it's Cook. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Cook running right. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And now here's another interception. Marcus May with a pick. And the Saints are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Play fake. Winston.
To the right side and complete to Thomas. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. Pulls it in at the 13. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They start the second half with Kamara. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Now on 2nd and 13, Winston. And this one is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jameis to throw it. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop. Play action now. Winston. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Cousins now after the fumble recovery. This is Smith with a grab. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Dalvin Cook,
his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Vikings take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the lead drops from 34 down to 27.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
They go play action. Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. To throw, Winston. On target over the middle to Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
The partner still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Kamara there with a first down carry, but not much running room, and he takes it forward for only a couple. It's second down.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From just shy of midfield, Winston. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing is Cousins. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
First. Gun.
Cousins now.
That's complete to Justin Jefferson.
Now they work this well upfield across the 45. 3rd and 19, no problem as they're able to convert.
Well, still in the third quarter here. Now you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Good route kick.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And for the Saints here on third down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Bring up 48.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. 4th down, Cousins. And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, it's Cook. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They go play action. Cousins. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Saints will have the football back. So that's the 2nd time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
So 4th quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Here comes the Saints punter now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Just a yard to go here on second down. They pitch it out to Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. He's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now Cousins on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Well, that's the 4th time that they've tried to go for it on 4th down. They've only converted once, Charles.
And obviously not a good percentage. And if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you think that you've got the right play dialed up. You can't be stopped. Your momentum's going to keep going. But 1 for 4, that tells you that you need to look at things in a different way, and you need to tip your cap to the defense. They've done a great job.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. On the counter, here's Kamara. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line.
46 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And they may just stick with it. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Winston to give. It's Kamara.
And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
On 3rd and short to give to the tight end. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it.
They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
Ready. Hey, easy. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Let's go.
They'll try and run for it. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage.
So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for the Saints, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they also will exit this one at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears.